You think, therefore I am.
Systems and routines save the world. Thank you, Big Boss, for that little nugget.
And then I can set up and do this. And though I've done sucky things, half the time I'm never what these people are trying to tell me I am. For instance, in one of her rants attacking me, Cuddlebug made the statement that I told her her physical ailments are all in her head. Now, I can follow the logic. I can see how she got there. I get it. However, I am 99.5% certain that those were not my words. That's not what I said. And this is important because I have a few minor rules that I anymore, not to pat myself on the back, almost naturally live by. One of those is I say what I mean and I mean what I say, especially in serious situations. Even if I say it in a riddled way, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I don't play games like that. It's pointless. It accomplishes nothing. So I highly doubt that those were my words because I understand the implications of telling someone that their physical ailments are in there. That's in your head. I get how, so I wouldn't say it because that's not what I mean. So I highly doubt those were my words. Also, and this is what I was trying to say to them in Boston, and I've said a couple of times in different ways here. She's not taking into consideration who I am and how I think. It does not take long, especially if you're watching these videos, to realize that I truly believe this plays a much larger part in this than we give it credit for. In particularly, I find this to be true with the physical body. I believe wholeheartedly and for reason that mental, emotional, spiritual imbalances, blockages, mindsets will inevitably manifest in the physical body. It is a way for spirit to communicate to the thinking, waking mind. You have to change something. I do not think this for any random reason. I have this little book titled You Can Heal Your Body: The Mental Causes for Physical Illness and the Metaphysical Way to Overcome Them. It is a companion book to a book titled You Can Heal Your Life, written by this woman, Louise L. Hay, who had put off her cancer. For a while they claimed cured, but I think it did eventually take her because cancer eventually will. There's not really a whole lot we can do about that yet, not even metaphysically. But I swear by this. I have never seen it be wrong. I have referenced it many times for myself, for my friends, my dad. Not that he knew, it was just idle curiosity. For clients, I reference this all the time, and it holds true. A good, for instance. Hey, that's mine! Dude, you share my body, I share your beer. I needed to get rid of that. When I had my stroke, as soon as I could get my hands on this book, I looked it up. And there's a lot more to it, but I always sum it up as resistance to change. Yep. There was a lot of that going on. But a better, for instance, in the week following the outburst on social media from the princesses, as I was processing and internalizing and reacting and deciding and projecting and just going through it all, I burned myself pretty bad. Like, it blistered fast. I looked it up. Burn. Anger. Middle finger. Anger. Left side of the body. The feminine. So yes, I believe that to some degree, something she thinks, feels, believes doesn't necessarily cause her issues, but attributes to them. And if she could steer that, she may find symptoms changing. Not because I think it's all in her head, but because I think that's how it works. But to that end, one of the points I'm sure I've made to her is that so one of her physical ailments, I believe it's the POTS, affects and is affected by her heart rate. When her heart rate goes up, her POTS gets worse. And when her POTS gets worse, her heart rate goes up. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't care if she thinks I'm saying horrible things. I'm not. It's just an observation about a person I love. I don't care if she wants to accuse me of spreading lies. I'm not. It's true. I've seen it. I've had other people comment on it. It's how she's always been. Cuddlebug gets herself bent over the slightest things. She gets an image of things in her head. This is what I want, the way it should be, the way it should go, the timing of it. She just, and obviously as she's gotten older, that's gotten more complex. And the minute something is just a little, she, like, not only can you see the huffing and puffing going on, dude, you can feel it. It happened the day we were going to Boston. We stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts. And it was this weird, dumbass setup. It was a small store, and you came in the door, and you had to walk past the little condiment counter and come around and order. And then you came back down this way, and there was the pickup. So basically, everybody who was waiting to pick food up was standing in the way of the door of people coming in, and there was no place to go. And I had my back turned to the girls, and I was waiting on the order. And all of a sudden, I just kind of... And I turned to see Cuddlebug at the end of one of her... And here, I guess, a guy got too close to them walking by. I don't know if he pushed on them or... I don't know. I just know she... And she doesn't realize it projects. I felt that shit. So yeah, if she could keep herself from doing that as well, she may... Some of the symptoms. The ailment itself is very, very real. But I believe we can affect that. So that's where that's at. There's just lots to discuss and lots of things like that layers, fucking onions, peel that. But it doesn't matter, because unless they come to me to heal it, it's never gonna happen. I'm not reaching out to them. I'm not putting myself in that position. I'm not lowering myself. I'll own anything I did, but they're throwing a lot of stuff at me that I didn't necessarily do, that they don't understand, they don't have a clear perception, or that I have no clue what they're talking about, and I would need some more information before I could own anything, apologize for anything, or defend anything. I'm telling you, they've been holding a lot. God love them.
Trying to pick up the vibe with some, it's a Spotify New Year's Eve playlist. I like this setting.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout, Robert. Telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.